sound is working. Awesome. All right. Well, hello and welcome back to the WCN live show here on Facebook, filmed in our Wilson County News break room. I'm your host, Julia, the Marketing and Social Media Specialist.
Hi, I'm Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations.
And today we are joined by
Neila Hopkins, Wilson County Historical Society.
Yes, and I'm going to move these so they're not blocking you so much.
That's
bad.
okay.
But as you can see, we have a lot of stuff on the table here, and we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. And so hopefully, don't get too nervous, Neila.
Nah.
I know you're going to be great.
Thank you.
Of course. So before we get into today's conversation about the Wilson County Jailhouse Museum, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Price Chrysler Dodge Ram and Jeep in Floresville, Texas. They are located on Highway 181 South. So if you're coming into Floresville, they're on your right, and they have a new facility that is open, and they encourage y'all to go visit them. They also have free complimentary coffee, which is a perk of going to see them. And they're encouraging you to look at not just cars, but also careers at Price. So you can look for both either at their location on 181 South or at pricecdrj.com. And also, as always, we're going to be drawing a winner for our comment contest. So if you're not sure what that is, I'll explain quickly. We're live every Wednesday. So every time we're live, you have a chance to comment on our video. So if you do that while we're live, your name is entered into a drawing for the next video so that we get to draw the name live of whoever commented and won a prize. So this week's prize is a C Street Gift Shop gift bag.
That's cool. I won one.
Yeah, she's won them.
That's right. We had you in the paper this week, or
Oh,
winner.
I have.
Mhm.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so pick up your copy of the paper. And Neila, would you do us the honor of drawing the next winner?
Sure. Oh,
Right, they're right here. Yeah, in that green bowl.
let's mix.
And let's see. It's Sherry Manti.
Oh, Sherry Mentai. Okay.
Manti, sorry. Yeah, so Sherry you may know her from the Wilson County Public Library. She was actually on here not too long ago as a guest on the show
Yeah.
talking about the library's summer reading program.
And
So
she's
how
Which is
fun.
cool.
She's also a regular viewer,
Oh,
although I
yeah.
don't see her yet, so hopefully she joins in.
I know. I wonder if her alarm went off today.
Right.
All right. Well, congratulations, Sherry, and be looking out for a Facebook message from me. And for those of you who are interested in winning a C Street Gift Shop gift bag next week during our drawing, be sure to comment on today's video. So let's get into the questions now. So let's start with who
You're
are
in
you?
the hot seat.
I know.
Am I? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of things. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
Neila Hopkins.
Yeah.
I live in Floresville. We moved here 7 years ago from Houston.
There you go.
We were in Houston for, 35 years.
Mhm.
And love it here. I'm
That's
retired.
great.
I was a retired flight attendant. My husband
Oh.
retired from Harris County
Mhm.
Road and Bridge Division, and we have a daughter who lived here and then moved away, but now she's back in San Antonio. So
That's
Awesome.
good.
Yeah. Well, very cool. So a very Texas-based family, but
well, not born and raised,
Okay.
but been here for a long
For a long
time.
time.
interesting. Okay. So that all being said, how did you end up finding the Wilson County Historical Society?
That's yes.
Yeah.
Some friends of ours took us one night to Floresville Opry.
Okay.
And we really had a good time, and we went the next month. Well, then Ginger said, "You've got to meet Viola Henke." Okay, so when I met Viola, that started the whole thing.
I bet.
Oh.
And she invited me to a meeting with the Historical Society. I joined because I thought, well, we're new.
Mhm.
I want to meet
Yeah.
friends and stuff.
Good way
So
to do it.
it was great. It was a great thing, and it just has gone from there.
Wonderful.
So now I do work with the Opry, and
Mhm.
now this project. I was secretary for a couple years, so yeah,
Wow.
it's called
Neat.
Get Involved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and you
great.
did. You got involved.
I did, and
You-
I've had a blast
Yeah.
and met some wonderful people.
That's amazing. Glad to hear it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so let's talk about, I know my next question on the list is what is the Jailhouse Museum, but what is the Wilson County Historical Society? You know, what would you say from your point of view that y'all do?
It's, I think it's really kind of a mix. We get together the third Tuesday every month, and there's always somebody to present something historical.
Right.
So it's been good for me to learn about the area, not just by picking up a book or a newspaper, but,
Right.
Actually hearing some great stories. I love the stories. And then they have a mission. To do something for Wilson County. And now it's the jailhouse, that's the project.
Right.
But it's learning, it's fellowship, it's community involvement.
Sweet, all right.
That's the
like
way
how
I
you
see
put
it.
that. Yeah, and I think you're very right. Y'all do a lot of things to get out into the community, including the Opry, which you've mentioned a few times, now the Western Shindig.
Now the Shindig, yep.
Yeah, and I understand that both of these efforts benefit the Wilson County Jailhouse Museum.
Yes, they
Yeah.
do. The Opry is the first Thursday every month over at the Show Barn, which is now called
The Expo Center.
the Expo
Wilson
Center.
County Expo.
And it's always got a catered dinner, $10, and you get a lot of food.
Yeah.
You can bring your own bottle, buy the setups there, listen to some fabulous music. It's $15 at the door. You can buy a table of 8 for $100, and dance and have fun. And there's a silent auction. That silent auction has been a great part of Moneymaker.
Oh, yeah.
And there's some neat stuff there all the time.
Yeah, because those items that y'all have in the auction get
Are
donated.
all donated.
Yeah, so you never know what you're going to find.
You don't. I've found some pretty cool things. But yeah, and the Shindig is basically the same thing, except it's just not called Opry, and that's being held out at the Event Center. Now,
Right.
last one, we had a huge silent auction and really did well. This one
Good.
is July 15th, and it's gonna be great. It's big.
Featuring,
It
yeah,
looks
Freddie
like
Cruz.
Freddie
and
Cruz,
the
that's it.
Noble Outlaws, are going to be headlining. Is
Yes,
that how y'all refer?
and
Yeah, and you've got a lot of sponsors, it looks like.
Yes.
Yeah.
and bless our sponsors.
Yeah, so that's Floresville, the Floresville EDC, Step Energy, Squeaks, HEB, and the Wilson County News.
Of course, you guys have
Wow.
always been great. And with the sponsorship, you get a table, you get the advertising, and we can't say enough about the sponsors. Have been so fabulous to help us out.
Well, I'm glad that these people in businesses and organizations in our community have been so willing to support the cause.
Absolutely.
And so, like we started with this question about the Opry and the Shindig, they're both benefiting the Wilson County Jailhouse Museum. So, what is the Wilson County Jailhouse Museum?
Well, it's a very old building.
Yeah.
And it was the jail since, I'm gonna have to look at the date on here, 1887.
Wow.
The sheriff and his family lived there, and I really wish I knew how many sheriffs has been in that jail. And then the jail cells are all upstairs. Beautiful old building, and our project this year is to restore
Yeah.
it back to its glory.
Yeah.
Right, right. And so, why are y'all working to restore this building? Was there something wrong with it, or just
It was old, things were falling down.
Yeah.
Apparently now, right when we moved to Floresville, apparently there had been a bad rain and the roof was leaking and it kind of caved in.
Oh,
So
wow.
that basically
Yeah.
started the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the county had the roof fixed, and then it really did a number on walls and things like that. So it's been a long time.
It has.
Wow, yeah. Do you know how long y'all have been working on restoring it now?
Let's see. I asked Clarence that, and Viola's been doing the Opry for 11 years. Now, we've been working on the jail less than that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say 7, 8 years.
Especially because you said you've been here 7 years.
I've been here
and that
7
was about
years,
the time.
yeah.
Somewhere around then.
Maybe somebody out there knows
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah, maybe they'll pitch in that
Yeah, if
information.
someone wants to comment that.
Mhm.
Well, So we kind of talked about why this building is important to our county. It was the jail. That's kind of like an essential function of having a law-abiding community. Got to have some place to enforce it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It is on the state antiquities list, so it is an important building, and it's something that I really believe in to keep. I mean, what does it add to the town? It's a pretty building. It it kind of goes right in with it, and the kids, and there are so many stories there. I mean, when I've done a couple events and listening to people and tell stories about, oh, this guy was there, and this, it's really fun. So yes, it's history.
it
It's
is.
this county's history.
And so it being on, you said, the state antiquities list, when it comes to fixing up the Jailhouse Museum, why do we use the term restoration instead of renovation?
If we were going to renovate it, we would probably rip down everything and make it modern.
Yeah.
So restoring it is putting it back to the way it was,
All right.
with maybe a fresh coat of paint.
Sure. Does that mean y'all have to follow any certain guidelines?
There are, and they have to check, you want to do the paint in colors that were of the time.
Sure.
The furniture that they have in storage, because there was a bunch of stuff in there that's in storage now that's slowly starting to come out. So you kind of want to keep it. So there's a lot of research. Tara and Ryan Lee have done a tremendous job and doing the research to get this. And Doug Fazy, who's our contractor,
Yeah.
he did the Dewey's Remschel house too.
Wow.
He did the restoration out there, and beautiful work.
Is he a part of the society as well?
No,
No, he just kind of helps.
he just
helps
does.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. And so, that being said, can you tell us what work has been done on the museum so far? I know you mentioned the roof.
Well, yeah, a lot of the windows have been replaced. They have to be custom made, from my understanding.
Yeah.
It's not like you can call a company. They're working. Let's see, the downstairs is pretty much finished in the dining room, and they're working back by where they call it the Sally Port, where the guys would, the sheriffs would bring in the criminals
Sure.
to take them upstairs. But the downstairs and the upstairs, which were living quarters, are, I would say, pretty finished.
Okay, cool.
It's really coming along. So there's some windows upstairs, from what I understand, that need to be redone, and they're working on some wall things.
All right. Well, that said, who has helped with what's been done so far? I know you mentioned Doug Fazy. Was anyone else kind of involved?
Not to my knowledge. I think that they've done it all.
Wow. Well, kudos to Mr. Fazy.
And he's going to do the sidewalk too.
Oh, wow.
So.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the sidewalk, I wanted to ask, you mentioned a couple things that are left to be done on the museum before the restoration is completed. Do you know how much that will cost and how much you have to fundraise for it?
The last number I heard a month ago was approximately $180,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it's still up there. But we're getting donations in consistently, which is wonderful. We get personal donations, the sponsorships. I mean, all this stuff is kind of helping dwindle down the cost.
Your events, and then you also mentioned the sidewalk.
The sidewalk.
Yeah. So tell us all about the sidewalk. I see a poster by a brick.
This sidewalk, and I don't know how well it can be shown, is in horrible condition. And had the idea, it's like, well, let's earn some money and fix the sidewalk at the same time. So we had to go through the county, of course, and part of the city, we weren't real sure. And then we are now, since January 1, selling these bricks. They're 4x8. You get 3 lines of 20 characters per line, and it's $100. Wow. And that money goes
Straight to you guys.
straight to us.
That's amazing.
And that will replace the sidewalk, and it'll be absolutely beautiful. And I don't know, I was trying to find out if there were other brick sidewalks way back when in Floresville. Nobody seems to know. But where I grew up, we had brick streets,
Yeah.
and, which were cool, and I, for some
Well,
reason, remember
At
that.
Sacred Heart Catholic Church down the road, they do have some of the engraved bricks as well. They had done a project
Yeah.
some years back, and yeah,
And
when
I
you
think,
walk
and
along
now
there.
the veterans have one,
Mhm.
too.
Veterans Memorial.
So, it just
And what I love
adds.
about your project is you've kept it local. You're
Very
working
local.
with local entities.
Mike
Yeah.
of Big Mike's Outpost,
Mhm.
over here on Third Street.
He's the one doing the
He's
engraving?
doing the bricks.
Wow.
And then
Yeah.
Doug will be installing, and of course, he's
Yeah.
local.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
neat.
we're just keeping it all in. What the hardest part for us has been getting the word out to other areas in the county.
Mhm.
And because of schedules and everything, it's almost like we need to pack up and do a road trip to every city we
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
but it's just hard to do that. But word is getting out. We've gotten an order from Arizona. My brother, who was up in Illinois, he and his family bought a brick. Our
Wow.
son is in Florida, he's buying a brick. And it's like, you don't have to be here,
Mhm.
but if you have a connection to Wilson County of any way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy a
and you wanna
brick.
Contribute to.
Mhm.
you may know somebody here and just say, okay, let's buy a brick for Susie or
Yeah.
something like
Sure.
that.
Or you
Mhm.
can buy a brick in memoriam.
We
Mhm.
have a lot of those that buy in memory of family
Yeah.
and individuals. I had this one order of 7 bricks.
Wow.
So one for everybody
Mhm.
type thing, which is really kind of lovely.
Nice.
But they're gonna be beautiful, and I think it'll tell a story of Wilson County
Mhm.
as well. Cause somebody will walk along and go, I know that name.
Mhm.
Yeah. You can
Or,
make some connections.
Look at this, they, just are brand new here, or they were, whatever.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's really sweet. And so I understand the bricks, you have a certain number that you're aiming for so that you can pave all of these sidewalks.
I would love to see this go all the way to the street.
Mhm.
Boy,
Yeah.
would I. But right now, it's up right around the front door. Oh, this is a better picture here. 88 bricks.
Mhm.
We'll do that threshold, I'm calling it. And then after that, the next section will be about 134 bricks.
Great.
So we've got the 88. They are in production now. I just
Awesome.
talked to Mike today, and we are shooting for end of June, 1st of July to start the first section.
Wonderful.
Wow. Oh,
And-
great.
Yes, so we will have a bricklaying ceremony
Cool.
Yeah,
to
you'll
get
have
it
to
going.
Keep us in the loop.
Of
We can let
course.
folks know.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
So we're close to starting, and then it'll go from there.
yeah, and it seems like each section after that beginning section sort of gets larger.
It
So
does,
we-
but the way I think he's gonna cut it, we have enough bricks. We bought enough bricks to do the whole sidewalk.
It's a matter of folks getting their names
Mhm.
or
Get
families.
your name
or
on,
someone
get your
engraved.
family's name on.
Or your
But-
business.
Or your business. And I know that's kind of changing the subject, but there were some, Tara's doing some paranormal things, which you know,
Yeah.
at the jailhouse. Well, there were 2 guys that came in from Louisiana.
Mhm.
They bought a brick.
Great. Well, that's how it works.
Yeah.
And they
these
put
were the
it
ghost
on
hunter
their,
guys?
yeah.
Yeah.
And they put it on their website. He
Mhm.
shot a commercial with me, and he's telling people to buy bricks.
Yeah.
That's
So-
awesome.
Cute.
It is
Great.
cool.
Spread the word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Great.
we're gonna make this jailhouse famous.
Mhm.
And I think it'd be great, it'll, once it's finished and we get more tours and schedule more things, school field trips and everything,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I think it'll bring some commerce in too.
Absolutely, I agree.
Right.
That'll
I
be
mean,
good for our community.
And it has been open for tours, right? You
It
do have a
has.
schedule.
You don't have, there is a little bit of furniture in there now, but for the Floresville Community Market, which is the second Saturday of every month,
Yeah.
the jail's been open.
Great.
Yeah, and so you can get tours, I think it's $5.
It's $5 and for kids 3.
Mhm.
And yeah, they'll take you on a personalized tour. You get the story, everything about it.
Yeah.
You'll hear the history, and you get up in those jail cells.
Mhm.
You climb some weird stairs.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
It is very interesting once you get up there and start looking
Mhm.
around at the
There's a lot
graffiti
to
and
take in.
names and
It absolutely is.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. So that's what excites me about helping be a part of this
I'm
project.
sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. And I mean, I would be excited too if I were in your shoes. And so let's recap what we have going on to help with raising money to finish the restoration. So we just talked about the Buy a Brick campaign, which can you do that online or do you need to get a
Well,
hold
we
of
had
someone?
problems with online.
Sure.
So, you can, most of our members have orders, but if, and boy, should I put my phone number out there now?
If you want to.
This is the order form, and you can call me at 281-389-8125, and that's my cell phone, and I'd be glad to send you a form, 10 forms, how many you'd like, and all you do is fill them out and send them back. There's an address on here, and it's worked really well.
You can learn more about it on your website at wilsoncountyhistory.org. and
That's you guys.
click
yeah.
on the link, will take you to the project they're working on with the contact information too. So calling them directly or learn a little bit more about it, look at the form, what your options are, and your contact numbers are there from wilsoncountyhistory.org.
Yeah.
And this is tax deductible, by the way.
Okay, so it counts as a donation.
It counts as a donation.
That's awesome. All right. And so other than bricks, you also have opportunities to support what's going on at the museum by attending the regular monthly Floresville Opry or the newly added to your repertoire of
Yeah.
events,
That's right.
the Western Shindig, which the next one is scheduled for
July.
Right.
July 15th at
Yes.
the event center.
And what's
Yes.
neat about those is so far, you've had them on Saturdays,
Yes.
right?
Instead of Thursdays.
Right. So if you
might
can't
have-
make it to that, Thursday event that's every month, but it doesn't fit with your schedule, then the Saturday definitely opens it up to some
Absolutely.
And
potential for other people to come.
We had a great crowd the
Yeah,
last time.
I bet.
And there again, you can bring your own bottle and buy
Mhm.
setups, but the event center, they have wine
Yeah.
and beer and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have to bring your own. And there will be a catered dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. This one's $15,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. And the silent auction will be huge.
Yes.
Great. And it's a great family-friendly
Kids
event.
are well
all
invited.
Of, all
Oh,
of these
yeah.
events
Oh,
are
yeah.
family-friendly.
There's always, I feel
Mhm.
like, in the back two corners,
Uh-huh.
just
It's so
groups of
fun.
kids getting together, doing
Yeah.
their
The
little
kids,
merry-go-round.
They have a
whatever
great
they do.
time.
Yeah.
And they like to
Sweet.
get out on the dance floor.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Reminds me
Sure.
of our old weddings from growing up. We'd have big family weddings like that, and the kids sliding across the dance floor. And
Yeah, in our
I don't know if that's
socks.
Tripping
happening, but
people up.
yeah, no, that doesn't happen. But
Well, it did.
Well,
Yeah.
and people can help also just by sponsoring. It's a basic sponsor is $250, and that is tax deductible as well. And you can get a hold of Viola Henke, and because her number is in my phone,
Yes.
I don't have it memorized.
That is
830-391-1062. Also, you'll see always an ad in Wilson County News with
Yes.
Viola's number. And you can call her, reserve a table, or just talk to her about a donation.
and you can also find information about the Opry on your website.
On the website,
Yeah.
and
As
yes,
well.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
And I think is it the activities tab? Or is it
There's a
called Get
calendar on the
Involved?
website as well as
Yeah.
a link to the Opry itself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I'm thinking of on their menu,
Mhm.
it's like home and then something activities, and you click on that and it's Floresville Opry
Activities.
and calendar. So you can click on
Yes.
either of those and learn about.
Oh, just
the
click
Western-
around there. It's a wonderful website and
Yeah.
a wealth of information.
There's
So
much
rich in information.
We know because we put
Yes.
it on
Yeah.
there.
We want y'all to go look at it.
Yeah, please. Okay, and so, we had started talking about whether folks can visit the museum now, and you kind of talked about the areas that are available to do that. You mentioned that is on the second Saturday of every month?
Yes.
Okay, and is that sort of an all-day thing, or?
I think she's open like from 10 to 2, usually the hours at the market.
That makes sense, because the market just happens right there across the street at
Right.
the
Perfect.
Phelps.
Yeah.
And, hopefully then people could draw down.
Mm-hmm.
She's got signs out there.
Yeah.
And
Great.
we've got a lot of families. The kids love it.
Yeah. Great.
Absolutely.
That's
to go up
good.
there.
All right. So, and we've talked about where we can find more information. We've mentioned the website, which is
Mhm.
wilsoncountyhistory.org.
Mhm.
You can also follow them on Facebook, Wilson County
Yes.
Historical Society, and the Jailhouse Museum has its own Facebook
She
page
has her
as
own,
well.
yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Wilson
Tara
County
puts that out.
Jailhouse
Yeah.
Museum.
And anything that's going on at the jail, she'll
Mhm.
list.
Yes.
And now the tours that she's doing, which I know she's gonna come on and talk about it at some time.
Yes, paranormal tours.
She's doing that.
Yeah, I'm so
Yes.
excited to have Tara on
Mhm.
at some point.
Yeah. And
To
all
talk
of those
about that.
as well, again, on the website, those activities are listed on the calendar. The things
Yes.
that, the programs y'all have set forth. So those paranormal tours, those are on here. The dates are there. Like this Saturday, there's a
Oh.
paranormal tour. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the 2-hour
it says
deals.
9:30, yeah, 2-hour tour.
I think she's
So-
working something overnight.
And there's a link to
Yeah.
get tickets, so you can sign up for it. Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
And
so
so all of
definitely wanna
that is
shout
on
that
the website, I know
Mhm.
for sure.
And in the paper.
And in
Yes.
the paper. Well, I think we've reached the end of our questions list here. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention that we may have left out?
I think everything's been covered, and I just want to say this has been an honor to be here and just to have the opportunity to help get the word out. And you guys are wonderful in your support, and we thank you.
Well, thank you for being a guest on our show. We're glad that
Yeah.
you were able to spare the time to
Mhm.
spread the information about what's going on with the museum.
Like I say, just watch for us, on Facebook
Mhm.
and on the website and in the paper.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's a great group of people.
thank you. All right. Well, I think that wraps up our conversation today about shindigs, hauntings, and more at the Jailhouse Museum. But if, again, we mentioned where you can find more information about the Historical Society, the Jailhouse Museum, all of these activities that they have going on. You can also follow us to keep up with our WCN live show, which we will be back again next Wednesday
Mhm.
at 10 a.m. But last and not least, we certainly would like to thank our sponsor, Price Chrysler Dodge Ram and Jeep, for sponsoring this video and many others. You can shop for cars and careers by visiting them online at pricecdrj.com. And you can also find them in person at their new location it's on 181 South. I wish I could memorize the address. But it's right there before you hit Walmart.
Yeah.
And yeah. And so I think that wraps it up for today. Thank you guys for joining us, and we hope that you will remember that we're here next Wednesday at 10 a.m. as well, when we're talking with, is next Wednesday the 20-something, or is it the 30-something?
It's the
Okay.
23rd?
24th.
24th.
Okay, so we'll have the San Antonio Food Bank on next
Oh.
Wednesday,
Oh,
so
good.
that's
Fascinating.
exciting. You'll get to meet some interesting folks.
Interesting.
So, like we said,
Great.
thank you so much, Neila.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having me.
Of course. We'll see
Thank
y'all
you.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.